I'm sure you probably had the experience at some point of having a conversation and, you know, you're uncomfortable, they're uncomfortable, and then this brick wall goes up. And it's like they're not listening to you anymore, they're not responding to you, they're not engaging in the conversation anymore. That's what's called stonewalling. And it's extremely counterproductive if you actually want to get anything done, if you actually want to communicate with someone.
Yeah.
And so the concept here is safety. Just like people need to feel important in a conversation, need to feel valued and need to feel heard, people need to feel safe in expressing what's on their mind and, you know, talking about things that are important to them. And feeling like they're not going to be judged or evaluated or looked down upon because of that.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, if you think of the stereotypical horrible abusive boss, I mean, it's kind of the antithesis of making people feel safe. You know, somebody speaks up in a meeting and, you know, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Why would you ever bring that up in, you know, a serious conversation like this? That kind of thing.
Right. It's the last time they're ever going to say anything.
Exactly. And the company or, you know, that executive is probably missing out on a lot of good. Maybe it wasn't a good idea.
But it doesn't mean they're never going to have anything good to say ever.
Exactly. And so if people don't feel safe, you're not going to have the benefit of actually communicating with them in a way that's either going to get you good ideas,
right,
or, you know, have any sort of influence whatsoever. And, you know, some people are more sensitive with than other folks. I remember a couple of people I worked with over the course of my career that were extremely sensitive, and not necessarily the easiest people to work with. And the moment any sort of criticism or anything showed up, you know, the wall went up, and, you know, conversation was effectively over. So this can be tricky with some people, but just because it's tricky doesn't mean it's any less important. If you want to be able to actually communicate with someone in a way that you both benefit from the conversation and you get something done, both parties need to feel safe. And the best way to make someone feel safe and make them feel important and make them feel appreciated is what we'll talk about in the next video.